So I was thinking earlier today, the peripheral vascular disease I that is of an unknown cause, that has caused the arteries and veins to obliterate in my arms and legs over the last several years, that it might be as a result of one of the vaccines that I was made to take when I entered into the Air Force Academy back in 2008. Because before my time at the Air Force Academy, I was a physically fit person, very fit, in fact, very strong, very capable. Then I noticed immediately after, because they have you do a battery of vaccines, from anthrax to tuberculosis to any number of other things I don't even know. They just jab you all over the place when you first enter into the Air Force Academy. But immediately after those vaccines, I got weaker. I don't know what it was. I mean, I see a correlation here. There's no other explanation aside from some really, really occult stuff, like bad people in the deep state sent radio frequencies through my body that were the resonant frequencies of arteries and veins in my body specifically that caused them to disintegrate. That's a conspiracy theory that is one of the most probable right now because doctors can't figure out what's going on with me. But instead, what if one of those vaccines had this kind of a side effect on me? Nobody else in my family has these issues. I had thought maybe it was some type of congenital problem, but nobody else in my family has anything like this, has abnormal veins and arteries in their arms and legs. I don't know. I have family members who don't take care of themselves, who have lymphedema in their legs, or their legs are about 5 times as big as they should be, but they still have arteries in their legs, This doesn't make any sense. All the physical activity that I did earlier in life, the 18 marathons that I ran, should have improved the vascularity of my legs and arms. And yet this is the case. This is what's been happening to me. Like I said before, I have no pulses in my arms, my wrists. And it's very difficult to find a pulse in my left leg. And you can only find a pulse in my right leg because they did the bypass surgery on it. The vascular surgeons at Mather did the bypass surgery on my right leg and did a wonderful job. It's lasted this long, and hopefully it'll last indefinitely. Usually they say these bypass surgeries end up lasting about 5 years, but most people that get them tend to have, co-evolved issues, right? So they're not like me. They're not physically fit individuals who take care of themselves. They're people who, might be chronic smokers, might be obese with heart conditions and whatnot, might be elderly. So I'm not your typical person to get a bypass surgery on your leg. So that might be part of the reason why it's doing okay for me right now, at least as far as I can tell. They just did an ultrasound on my leg today to make sure that actually is the case. But it feels decent enough. My foot still goes numb, and I still have claudication, but at least I don't feel like I'm going to lose my toes because of lack of blood flow. At least my foot doesn't turn purple like my left foot does. It's much better. It basically was like a 30% improvement upon what I had before, which is the best you can hope for. It's not meant to be a panacea that cures all of your issues. It's just meant to be kind of a triage. I was on the verge of losing one of my toes, because I had an ulcer on my pinky toe, and it would not heal. I had it for months. The reason it wouldn't heal was because it wasn't getting any blood to, cycle out all the garbage and stuff and allow the tissue to regenerate. That's why they did the bypass. So, yeah. I don't know. And maybe there are some people out there who might see this video that have paradoxical peripheral vascular disease that might be able to relate to me in some way. Have any of you ever experienced any vaccine issues where it's caused occlusion or obliteration of peripheral arteries? I don't even know if that's possible. But I have no other explanation for this. Nobody knows what caused this. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. As always, love y'all. Peace.